Hello everybody, I would like to solve many exercises on trigonometric functions differentiation. Number 1, find the derivative of the following function. Number 1, y is equal to 2 sine x plus 3 cosine x. How to get the derivative for y? In dy dx, the derivative with respect to x, the derivative for sine is cosine, then it will be 2 cosine x plus the derivative for cosine, it is negative sine, then you will write negative 3 sine x. Number 2, f of x is equal to 6 radical x plus 5 cosine x. How to get the derivative here? Radical x, you can rewrite it as 6x to the power half plus 5 cosine x. Then the derivative for this function f prime of x, it will be apply the power rule for x to the power half down the power and subtract 1. Then 6 multiplied by half x to the power half minus 1 negative half plus the derivative for cosine x is negative sine x. Then simplify, 6 multiplied by half, it will be 3 x to the power negative half, positive multiplied by negative, it will be negative 5 sine x. Then x to the power negative half, you can rewrite it 3 over radical x minus 5 sine x. Number 3, f of x is equal negative x plus tangent x. Find the derivative. The derivative for this function f prime of x is equal. What is the derivative for negative x? It will be negative 1. What is the derivative for tangent? It is secant square x, because we find the derivative for f of x with respect to x. Number 4, y is equal to 1 over x minus 3 sine x. 1 over x, you can rewrite it as x to the power negative 1 minus 3 sine x. Now you can get the derivative for y with respect to x. dy dx is equal to, here apply the power rule, it will be negative 1x to the power negative 1 minus 1, it will be negative 2, minus the derivative for 3 sine, it will be 3 cosine. Now it will be negative 1 over x power 2 minus 3 cosine x. Okay, number 5. f of x is equal to x cubed cosine x. How to apply here? You have here x cubed multiplied by cosine x. Then you can apply what? The derivative for the product rule. U multiplied by v. It is what? It is u prime v plus v prime u. Then where is u? This is u and this is v. Then f prime of x, it is the derivative for this function. U prime, what is the derivative for x cubed? Down the part subtract 1. It will be 3x power 2. Okay, multiplied by cosine x. Plus the derivative for cosine, it will be negative sine. Multiplied by the first, it will be x cubed. Number 6. f of t is equal to t square tangent t. Then f prime of t is what? Product rule. The derivative for the first, it will be 2t multiplied by tangent t plus, what is the derivative for tangent? It will be secant square t multiplied by the first, it will be t square. Number 7, f of x is equal to cosine x over x. What is the derivative for this function? Here you can apply the quotient rule. F of x, it is, what is the derivative for u over v? It will be what? It will be v squared down and u prime v minus v prime u. Apply this rule here. Then x squared. What is the derivative for cosine? Negative sine. Multiplied by the first, it will be negative x here. Sorry. Negative x multiplied by sine minus the derivative for cosine. Sorry. The derivative for x, it will be 1 multiplied by cosine x. Then you can rewrite it as negative x sine x minus cosine x over x squared. Number 8. G of theta here is equal to theta over 1 minus sine theta. Here you can apply what? Apply the quotient rule. Then g prime of theta here, we find the derivative with respect to theta. Theta here, 1 minus sine theta, this is the denominator here, square. The derivative for up, it is 1. Theta with respect to theta is 1, multiplied by 1 minus sine theta. Then u prime multiplied by v minus, what is the derivative for 1? It is 0. What is the derivative for negative sine? It will be negative cosine. Theta multiplied by theta up. Simplify your writing here. It will be 1 minus 1 multiplied by 1. 1 multiplied by negative sine. It will be negative sine theta. Negative by negative, it will be positive. Theta cosine theta over 1 minus sine theta all squared. Okay, number 9. Y is equal to 2x sine x plus x squared cosine x. How to get the derivative? Here 2x sine x product rule. If you look for this part, and x squared cosine x, another product rule. Then we will apply the product rule 2 times. Then dy dx here, the derivative for this function. What is the derivative for? This is u and this is v. What is the derivative for 2x? It will be 2 multiplied by sine x. Plus, what is the derivative for sine? It will be negative cosine. Multiplied by 2x. Plus, here, apply the same rule here. What is the derivative for x squared? It will be 2x multiplied by cosine x. Then add the derivative for cosine. It will be negative sine multiplied by the first x squared. Rewrite your writing again. To simplify your writing, it will be 2 sine x negative 2x cosine x. Sorry, 2x cosine x here plus 2x cosine x minus x squared sine x. Now you have 2 cosine x positive and negative. Plus and minus cancel. Then it will be what here? It will be 2 sine x minus x squared sine x. Number 10. F of x is x squared tangent x. What is the derivative here? F prime of x, apply the product rule. The derivative for u multiplied by v. Derivative for x squared, it is 2x multiplied by tangent x plus the derivative of tangent secant square x multiplied by the first, it will be x squared. Okay. Number 11. What is the derivative for sine y is equal to sine 4 pi x? What is the derivative for this function? dy dx is what? Here. Then derivative for sine, it is cosine 4 pi x. But what is the derivative for u here? This is u, not x, like this one. Then you must take the derivative for the inner function. It will be 4 pi. 4 pi is a constant. Number 12. Number 12. F of x is equal to tangent square 5x. How to get the derivative for this function? Here you have a power now. Then down the power subtract 1. Then apply the chain rule. F prime of x is equal to 2 tangent subtract 1 5x. What is the derivative for tangent first? It is secant square 5x. What is the derivative for 5x? It is 5. Then simplify 2 multiplied by 5 it will be 10. Tangent 5x secant square 5x. Number 13. Number 13. Y is equal to radical x plus 1 over 4 sine 2x all square. This means y is equal to x to the power half plus 1 over 4 sine 4x squared. Now you can find dy dx, the derivative for this function. X power half down the power subtract 1 half x to the power negative half plus sine 4x squared. This is u, not x. X not like x here. Then what is the derivative for sine? It will be cosine 4x squared. What is the derivative for x squared? It is 8x. Okay, simplify. Then it will be 1 over 2 radical x plus 8 divided 4, it will be 2x cosine 4x squared. Okay, number 14. F of theta is equal to 1 over 4 sine squared 2 theta. How to get the first derivative here? F prime of theta here. You have a power for sine, down it and subtract 1. 1 over 4 sine 2 theta multiplied by, what is the derivative for sine? It is cosine 2 theta. What is the derivative for 2 theta? It is 2. Then you apply the chain rule here. Then 2 multiplied by, and here we have 2, sorry. When we down the power 2, 1 over 4 multiplied by 2. Then 2 multiplied by 2, 4, cancelled with 4. Then you have sine 2 theta multiplied by cosine 2 theta. Number 15. Y is equal ln absolute sine x. How to get the derivative here? What is the derivative for the natural logarithmic rule? You remember that? Yeah, we will write absolute sine x down and its derivative up. Okay, ln, you remember ddx for ln x? Yeah, it will be 1 over x. If it is u, then u prime over u. What is the derivative for sine? It will be cosine x. Okay, then cosine over sine, it will be cotangent x. If you want you can simplify this rule. Thank you for watching.